Have you ever felt like something's holding you back, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Do you find yourself stuck in a rut, unable to move forward despite your best efforts? It's possible that negative energy is infiltrating your life without you even realizing it. Negative energy can come from many sources, both internal and external, and it can have a profound impact on your well-being, relationships, and overall quality of life. But how do you know if negative energy is affecting you? In this video, we'll explore 8 telltale signs that negative energy might be present in your life and how to spot them. By becoming aware of these signs, you can take the first step towards clearing out the negativity and inviting more positivity and light into your world. One of the most common signs of negative energy is a persistent sense of fatigue and low energy. This isn't the kind of tiredness that comes from a long day at work or a busy weekend. Instead, it's a deep-seated exhaustion that seems to permeate every aspect of your life. You might find it difficult to get out of bed in the morning, even after a full night's sleep. You might struggle to find the motivation to do the things you once enjoyed. This kind of fatigue can be physical, mental, or emotional, and it can leave you feeling drained and depleted. So, what's the difference between normal tiredness and fatigue related to negative energy? One key distinction is that negative energy-related fatigue tends to persist even after rest. No matter how much you sleep or relax, you can't seem to shake the feeling of exhaustion. Additionally, this kind of fatigue often comes with a sense of heaviness or sluggishness. It's as if there's an invisible weight pressing down on you, making everything feel more difficult and burdensome. If you suspect that your low energy might be related to negative influences, there are a few things you can do. First, take an honest look at your life and consider whether there are any obvious sources of negativity or stress. These could be external factors, like a toxic relationship or a demanding job, or internal factors, like negative self-talk or unresolved emotional issues. Once you've identified potential sources of negativity, you can start to take steps to address them. This might involve setting boundaries, seeking support, or making lifestyle changes to prioritize self-care and positivity. Another common sign of negative energy is the presence of recurring negative thoughts and emotions. We all have negative thoughts and feelings from time to time. It's a normal part of the human experience. But when these negative patterns become persistent and overwhelming, it's a red flag that negative energy might be at play. Negative thought patterns can take many forms. You might find yourself constantly criticizing or judging yourself, focusing on your perceived flaws and shortcomings. You might dwell on past mistakes or failures, unable to let go and move forward. Or you might engage in catastrophic thinking, always anticipating the worst-case scenario and feeling anxious about the future. These negative thought loops can be incredibly draining, consuming your mental and emotional energy and leaving little room for positivity or joy. Similarly, negative emotions like anger, resentment, fear, or sadness can become all-consuming when negative energy is present. These emotions might be triggered by specific situations or people, or they might seem to arise out of nowhere. Regardless of their source, dwelling on negative emotions can keep you stuck in a low vibrational state, attracting more negativity and making it difficult to find peace and happiness. So how can you break free from these negative patterns? One effective strategy is to practice mindfulness and self-awareness. When you catch yourself falling into a negative thought loop or emotional spiral, take a step back and observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Acknowledge their presence, but don't engage with them or let them control you. Instead, try to cultivate a sense of detachment and perspective. Remind yourself that thoughts and emotions are temporary and that you have the power to choose your focus and response. Another helpful technique is to actively cultivate positive thoughts and emotions. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing negativity, but rather making a conscious effort to balance it out with positivity. Engage in activities that bring you joy, spend time with people who uplift and support you, and practice gratitude for the good things in your life. Over time, this intentional focus on positivity can help to shift your overall energy and make it easier to break free from negative patterns. Negative energy can also manifest in our relationships with others. When we're surrounded by negativity, it can be difficult to maintain healthy, harmonious connections. Instead, we might find ourselves embroiled in conflicts, misunderstandings, and tension. One sign that negative energy might be affecting your relationships is a persistent sense of strain or unease. You might feel like you're always walking on eggshells around certain people, afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing. You might find yourself engaging in gossip, criticism, or judgment, even if it goes against your values. Or you might notice that your relationships are characterized by a lack of trust, respect, or open communication. Negative energy can also attract toxic or draining individuals into your life. These people might constantly complain, blame others for their problems, or engage in manipulative behavior. They might leave you feeling exhausted, frustrated, or even used. It's important to be aware of these dynamics and to set clear boundaries to protect your own energy and well-being. If you suspect that negative energy is causing friction in your relationships, there are a few steps you can take. First, take an honest look at your own behavior and communication style. Are you contributing to the negativity in any way? Are there changes you can make to show up as your best self in your relationships? Next, consider having an open and honest conversation with the people in your life. Share your concerns and feelings and listen to their perspective as well. See if you can find common ground and work together to create a more positive, supportive dynamic. If certain relationships feel consistently toxic or draining, it may be necessary to distance yourself or even end the connection altogether. Remember, you have the right to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Negative energy can also take a toll on our mental clarity and decision-making abilities. When we're surrounded by negativity, it can be difficult to think straight or to trust our own judgment. This can lead to a sense of confusion, indecisiveness, and even paralysis. If you find yourself struggling to concentrate or make decisions, it might be a sign that negative energy is clouding your mind. You might feel like your thoughts are scattered or unfocused, or like you're constantly second-guessing yourself. You might procrastinate on important tasks or avoid making choices altogether, feeling overwhelmed by the options in front of you. This mental fog can be frustrating and disempowering, but there are ways to clear it and enhance your clarity. One effective strategy is to practice mindfulness and meditation. By taking time each day to quiet your mind and focus on the present moment, you can help to reduce mental clutter and improve your ability to concentrate. You might also find it helpful to engage in activities that promote mental clarity, like journaling, reading, or spending time in nature. Another important step is to identify and address any sources of negative energy that might be contributing to your mental fog. Are there certain people, situations, or environments that leave you feeling drained or confused? Can you limit your exposure to these negative influences or find ways to protect your energy when you're around them? It's also important to trust your intuition and inner wisdom when it comes to decision-making. Even if you feel uncertain or conflicted, there is a part of you that knows what's best for your highest good. Take time to connect with this inner guidance, whether through meditation, prayer, or simply quiet reflection. When you're faced with a choice, tune in to your body and emotions. Notice any sensations of expansion or contraction, ease or discomfort. These can be valuable clues to help you make decisions that align with your truth. Negative energy can also manifest in physical ways, leading to unexplained symptoms or chronic health issues. When we're carrying a lot of negativity, it can take a toll on our bodies, weakening our immune system and making us more susceptible to illness and discomfort. Some common physical signs of negative energy include headaches, digestive issues, muscle tension, and fatigue. You might also experience skin problems, like rashes or breakouts, or a general sense of malaise or unwellness. These symptoms can be frustrating and even debilitating, especially if they persist despite medical treatment. It's important to note that not all physical symptoms are related to negative energy. Many health issues have underlying medical causes that require professional attention. However, if you've been dealing with unexplained or chronic symptoms, it's worth considering whether negative energy might be a contributing factor. One way to distinguish between negative energy-related symptoms and medical issues is to pay attention to any patterns or triggers. Do your symptoms seem to flare up in certain situations or around certain people? Do you notice a correlation between your physical discomfort and your emotional state? If so, it might be a sign that negative energy is at play. If you suspect that negative energy is affecting your physical health, there are a few steps you can take. First and foremost, prioritize self-care and stress management. Engage in activities that help you relax and unwind, like yoga, deep breathing, or spending time in nature. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating a balanced diet, and staying hydrated. You might also find it helpful to work with an energy healer or alternative health practitioner. These professionals can help you identify and release any negative energy that might be stored in your body, promoting healing and balance on a deep level. Remember, your physical health is intimately connected to your emotional and spiritual well-being. By tending to all aspects of yourself, you can create a foundation for true, lasting vitality. Another sign that negative energy might be present in your life is a pattern of attracting negative situations and people. This can be a frustrating and even baffling experience, especially if you feel like you're doing everything right, but still can't seem to catch a break. The concept of like attracting like is a fundamental principle of energy. In other words, the energy we put out into the world tends to attract similar energies back to us. If we're carrying a lot of negative energy, whether consciously or unconsciously, we might find ourselves repeatedly drawn into negative circumstances or relationships. This might manifest as a string of toxic romantic partners, a series of dead-end jobs, or a pattern of financial struggles. It might feel like the universe is conspiring against you, or like you're stuck in a cycle of bad luck. But the truth is, your energy is playing a powerful role in shaping your reality. So, how can you break free from this cycle of negativity? The first step is to become aware of your own energy and the ways in which it might be attracting negativity. Take an honest look at your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Are you harboring resentment, fear, or self-doubt? Are you engaging in negative self-talk or limiting beliefs? These internal factors can have a big impact on the energy you're putting out into the world. Next, focus on cultivating positive energy within yourself. This might involve practicing gratitude, engaging in self-care activities, or surrounding yourself with uplifting people and environments. The more you fill yourself up with positivity, the more you'll naturally radiate that energy outward. It's also important to set clear boundaries and intentions when it comes to the people and situations you allow into your life. Be discerning about the relationships you cultivate and the opportunities you pursue. Trust your intuition and don't be afraid to say no to anything that doesn't align with your highest good. Remember, you have the power to shift your energy and create a new reality for yourself. By taking responsibility for your own vibration and making a conscious effort to cultivate positivity, you can break free from the cycle of negativity and attract more light and abundance into your life. Negative energy can also manifest as a resistance to change and personal growth. When we're stuck in negative patterns, it can be difficult to imagine a different way of being. We might cling to the familiar even if it's not serving us because it feels safe and predictable. This resistance can show up in many ways. You might find yourself making excuses or procrastinating when it comes to pursuing your goals and dreams. You might sabotage your own efforts, consciously or unconsciously, because deep down you don't believe you're capable of success. Or you might resist feedback and constructive criticism, feeling defensive or attacked when others try to help you grow. These patterns of resistance can keep you stuck in a rut, preventing you from reaching your full potential and experiencing the joy and fulfillment you desire. But the good news is, you have the power to break free from these limiting beliefs and behaviors. The first step is to become aware of your own resistance and the ways in which it might be holding you back. Take an honest look at your thoughts and actions. Are you making choices that align with your values and goals? Or are you letting fear and negativity drive your decisions? Are you open to feedback and growth, or do you tend to shut down when challenged? Once you've identified areas of resistance, you can start to take proactive steps to overcome them. This might involve working with a therapist or coach to uncover and heal any underlying wounds or traumas. It might mean developing a growth mindset, in which you view challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and development. Or it might simply require a willingness to step outside your comfort zone and try new things even if they feel scary or unfamiliar. Another powerful tool for overcoming resistance is visualization. Take time each day to imagine yourself embodying the qualities and experiences you desire. See yourself as confident, capable, and open to change. Feel the joy and excitement of pursuing your passions and living your purpose. The more you focus on this positive vision, the more you'll begin to align your energy and actions with it. Remember, change and growth are a natural part of the human experience. By embracing this process and releasing any negative energy that might be holding you back, you open yourself up to a world of infinite possibility and potential. One of the most powerful ways to detect negative energy is through your own intuition. Your body and mind are incredibly wise, and they often send subtle signals when something isn't quite right. Learning to trust and act on these intuitive feelings can be a game changer when it comes to protecting your energy and well-being. Intuitive feelings of unease or discomfort can show up in many ways. You might experience a sudden drop in your mood or energy level when you enter a certain space or interact with a particular person. You might feel a sense of heaviness or tightness in your body, as if your muscles are clenching up in response to a perceived threat. Or you might simply have a gut feeling that something is off, even if you can't quite put your finger on why. These intuitive signals are your body's way of communicating with you, letting you know that there might be negative energy present. It's important to pay attention to these feelings and trust their validity, even if they don't always make logical sense. Of course, not every feeling of discomfort is related to negative energy. Sometimes we might feel uneasy because we're stepping outside our comfort zone or facing a challenging situation. The key is to develop your intuition and learn to distinguish between different types of discomfort. One way to strengthen your intuition is to practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Take time each day to check in with yourself and notice any sensations or emotions that arise. Pay attention to your body's signals and try to understand what they might be communicating. The more you tune in to your intuition, the easier it will become to trust and act on its guidance. Another helpful practice is to set clear energetic boundaries. This might involve visualizing a protective shield or light around yourself, especially when you're in situations or environments that feel draining or toxic. You might also find it helpful to use affirmations or mantras to reinforce your energetic boundaries, such as, "I am protected and guided by my intuition," or "I release any energy that doesn't serve my highest good." Remember, your intuition is a powerful ally on your spiritual journey. By learning to trust and act on its messages, you can navigate life with greater ease, clarity, and alignment. Don't be afraid to honor your feelings and take steps to protect your energy, even if it means making difficult choices or setting firm boundaries. Your well-being and happiness are worth it. We've explored 8 common signs that negative energy might be present in your life, from persistent fatigue and low energy to intuitive feelings of unease or discomfort. By becoming aware of these signs and taking proactive steps to address them, you can begin to clear out the negativity and invite more positivity and light into your world. Remember, self-awareness is key when it comes to identifying and releasing negative energy. Take time each day to check in with yourself and notice any patterns or triggers that might be contributing to a low vibrational state. Be willing to look honestly at your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors and make changes where necessary to align with your highest good. It's also important to surround yourself with positive influences and engage in practices that uplift and inspire you. This might involve spending time in nature, practicing gratitude, or connecting with like-minded individuals who support your growth and well-being. The more you fill yourself up with positive energy, the more resilient you'll become in the face of negativity. Ultimately, the journey of releasing negative energy and embracing positivity is a personal one. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, and what works for one person might not work for another. Trust your intuition and be open to experimenting with different tools and techniques until you find what resonates with you. Remember, you have the power to create positive change in your life, no matter how stuck or overwhelmed you might feel.